This is 1 Corinthians 3 and 9. For we are laborers together with the Most High. Ye are the Most High's husbandry. What's the word husbandry? It just means garden. Okay, you look it up. If I go to the word.
Strong's G 1091.
Georgion. A cultivated field. Husbandry, tillage. So basically this means garden, a field. And look at that. It took us right back to Hebrews 6 and 7. See that right here? See that? When you read it says, Apostle and his fellow missionaries, both in the ministry of the gospel and the care of the church at Corinth, suggested two of the effects in spiritual fruitfulness. Remember, scripture speak about the fruits of the spirit. All I gotta do is showing that husbandry of the Most High. Ye are the Most High's building. So there you go. We're the Most High's husbandry. Our job is we gotta rake the soil, pull up any weeds, get rid of any unwanted vegetation. We gotta cultivate it. When you cultivate something, you're making it ready for those crops to be planted. So guess what? This is what we're doing with the believers, with the neophytes. A neophyte, Neophyte. Hopefully I spelled it correctly. A neophyte is basically a person that's newly converted. So that's what we gotta do. That's part of our job as the Most High's husbandmen. Okay? Luke 10 and 2. Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. So right, the harvest is great, but the laborers are few. So it's a great many people that's going to be brought into the fold, but there's few laborers. Pray therefore the Lord of harvest that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. And that's what the Lord did. He sent forth laborers into his harvest. Because what you have seen was what? You've seen that this truth has grown. There's things all over the world and it's getting bigger. The harvest is great. It's a lot of perils along the way. You know. A lot of wolves. You know. A lot of souls that have to be brought into the fold. That have to be delivered. And the Lord going to send his laborers out to teach them.
Strong's G 2040.
Ergates. In the other word, Gregorion, that you went to for the word husbandry, you think of the word Gregorian or geography, which deals with land. So that word here just means ergazomai, to work. When you go down, it's just akin to ergazomai, meaning to work. So we already had an understanding on this. So let's go back. I'm going to look at the word harvest. Figuratively of the gathering of men into the kingdom of the Most High. Referring to the time of reaping, the final judgment when the righteous are gathered into the kingdom of the Most High and the wicked are cast into hell forever. So notice, we went to the scripture in Hebrews 6 chapter that spoke about the land. Now we spoke about how we're the Most High's husbandry, we're the Most High's laborers. And it speaks about the harvest. A harvest is what? A time of gathering. That harvest or that gathering is going to ultimately be when the Lord come back and the chariots to deliver the elected nation of Israel. Okay? Those are a lot of people, a lot of souls that got to be delivered, as I stated earlier. Click on the word.
Strong's G 2326. That is mas.
Let's go back. So it said, for the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder. Look at that word householder. I'm not even sure if I even went to this already. On video at least.
Strong's G 3617. Arcades pates.
Because I went into this and I didn't even realize I didn't even press the button. It says master of the house, householder. That's what we need there. We got the idea. Okay. So it said the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder. Someone who's a master of the house, who manages household affairs. Okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, etc. Which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. So our Lord has sent us out there to hire laborers into his vineyard. The laborers are talking about the prophets, the apostles. Those are the laborers. Because we're toiling and working in the Lord's vineyard, which the vineyard is talking about who? The children of Israel. Even in Isaiah the 5th chapter, it mentions references Israel being like a vineyard. And Israel is compared to a vineyard because it goes into the care and patience that the Most High had to put into developing the children of Israel. To go into the care and the patience that the Most High had put into the children of Israel. From when we were a young nation, all the way up until the point when the Lord came on the scene. So the very same care and patience you put into us is the very same care and patience you put into a vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. Right, so he had agreed with the laborers for a particular pay, which was a penny. That was the amount we was going to get, a penny. And what does that penny represent? That penny represents the kingdom of heaven. So we're going out there, we're laboring, we're working, being the Lord's husbandmen, being the Lord's laborers. And guess what? We agreed to get a penny a day, which that penny is talking about the kingdom of heaven. He sent them into his vineyard. Now it's a lot more I can get to here. That's about it, you know. It's a lot more here. But that's basically the point. So with that, I'm gonna close. I'm gonna say, hope you brothers learned something. I'm gonna say, oh praise how about Shah Shah, double honors to Apostle GMS. Salakia had to break this dinner. I'll try to keep them at least 10 minutes each, because you know the interest of time, and I wanted them to at least be 10 minutes, because you know if it's video too long, sometimes people are not gonna watch the whole thing. And like I said, the first video, my camera, you know, had cut off. The screen capture cut off because I had too much space. So with that, I'm gonna say, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua, double honors to Apostle GMS. Hope you learned something. Shalom.